Well, hello, guys.
Hello
Hi.
there.
It's great to see you. Welcome, everybody. I'm excited to be here to hang out with you and share some time with you and some of my good friends here. My name is Dave Conord. I'm the president of growth for eXp Realty. And I have with me Renee Funk, the Funk Collection, right? So Renee, so glad you're here. And Elizabeth Riley, Lux Property Group. And we're so glad that you guys are here. I'm going to give you guys a couple of seconds if you want to, and I've been told to start with Renee. So, Renee, if you want to take maybe a couple of seconds and share some, some thoughts on what you have built and developed, because you guys both have really, really incredible careers and you've done so much. So just share a couple of maybe the highlights.
Couple highlights. Thank you, Dave. Hi, Elizabeth. Hi, INMAN family. So good to have everybody today. I'm Renee Funk. I'm a team leader of the Funk Collection in Orlando, Florida. First joined eXp Realty about 3.5 years ago. One of the most interesting, which we're going to talk about, and best decisions we've ever made in our lives and for the lives of our agents. We run a team and we've been scaling our growth into additional markets, which is lots of fun, and growing and scaling, giving us a great quality of life. Super fired up to talk about it today.
Awesome. Elizabeth.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Riley. I'm in Austin, Texas. I have the Lux Property Group here. I've been licensed for a little over 16 years. I've been with eXp Realty a little over 6 years. And it's one of those things when you just don't know what's in store. And it was the absolute best decision, not only for my business, but for my relationships and my friendships around the country and now the globe. So I'm excited for us all to share here together and talk about some of the secrets to the success. And thanks for having me.
Awesome. That's so great. Well, we have our own little hashtag over at eXp. We talk about being agent success obsessed. And I love that mindset. And it really came from, I think, I'm going to take credit for it because I think I was the one that ended up rolling into that hashtag. However,
We'll give you credit.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
It's all you, Dave. You got it.
I'm also going to give credit where credit is due, because that came to mind for me listening to Glenn Sanford, who is our founder and the creator of this incredible model. And he has always stated that his mission is to create a company that is so good for agents that it would actually be irresponsible for them to have their license anywhere else. Right. And so that came to me, the thought of us all on staff, and even it works through our agents as well, because we have such a collaborative environment, that the focus is so strong on helping agents succeed in our model that it's an obsession, right? And it really just comes down to, keeping us awake at night, waking up in the middle of the night and writing down notes of a new cool way that we can help our agents succeed and what we can do. And so we talk about the 3 C's. We're going to talk a little bit about that today and how that impacts agents. And really, these are things that help agents succeed in growing their business, regardless of where they are. But there's some things that we focus on very strongly here at eXp. So we talk about the 3 C's. We talk about compensation, right? And all agents are interested in the compensation model. And it's not really the cost, right? It's the value. How much are you keeping in your pocket? How much more money is it helping you generate? Are you able to be more successful? And so what is the comp structure, and what is the cost to value ratio, if you will? And then the other is community. And, while we're independent contractors, and so agents are building their own business and they're business owners, we're also typically social people, right? That's why we're doing what we do. And we've also learned that we can be far more successful by, learning from others, people that have gone before us, so we can make their ceiling our floor, and build from there. And the third one is being cloud-based. And, at no other time has our model been tested more than through what we went through as a world, but also in our realtor community through COVID. And just seeing the strength of being able to not skip a beat and continue to serve our agents, so that our agents can continue to serve their clients through our cloud-based community, and how many doors that opens. So for us, those are the 3 C's, and we're going to kind of dig in on how you all have applied them, because you are both incredible examples of both seeing the model early, understanding the power and impact of that model, not only for yourself, but how you can then pay that forward and help others using that model. But you have both been really creative on applying that model to your business and doing some cool stuff. So we're going to dig right in, and I'm going to pick your brains. All right, are you ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
Let's do this, Dave.
All right. So first, just talk about what the impact has been for you, and I want to hear about both your professional side, of course, right? What's the impact of the eXp model been on your business, and how has that changed the opportunity for you? But how does that, most importantly, we work to live, not live to work. So most importantly, how has that then turned around and impacted your personal life? Renee, you have to go first.
Oh, gosh.
Elizabeth, she sent me a really big check before we started and said,
I'm
Renee,
sure she did. All right.
Elizabeth, you're on the next one, though.
Let's talk impact. For context, I'll share that prior to coming to eXp Realty, my husband and I are both team leaders, and for nearly 2 decades, we were running a very lean and mean business. We've built a business by and large on organic SEO, which means we haven't built a business on outlining a capital and a budget for buying leads. That's just a pathway that we chose to do. And having that focus on being lean and mean has always been something that was very important to us. So as the progression of our business grew, we were faced with what is a normal decision for many in the industry is individual agent, team, and then what's next often in our industry, brokerage. We were literally on the cusp of opening our own brokerage, knowing in the back of our minds, it was probably going to be one of the biggest challenges we had to stay lean and mean and to guide agents with us to scale their businesses with a focus on staying lean and mean. Then eXp steps in and we realize this kind of falls under we're talking 3 C's today, compensation. We realize there's another way to stay focused on a lean and mean opportunity and creating impact, Dave, around it's not just about the success I have as a team leader. That's great. Right? I love it. I'm happy that I'm able to flourish as a team leader here. The impact comes into play by being able to plug into a platform that allows us to run our business, elevate our business, be partners in business, agent success obsessed, not just falling on my shoulders to create those opportunities. The impact comes in because we're able to impact the lives of the agents who have an equal opportunity at success as every team leader or every leader in the company. We're all on an even playing field with the same opportunities. That to me is an impact and a legacy that I know we would not have had at our fingertips, certainly not with the scale that we've accomplished in 3.5 years by being a part of this brokerage.
Yeah, that's great. Fantastic.
Absolutely. So I come at it from a little bit different because I'm an individual agent. And when I first met Glenn Sanford so many years ago, I was at another company. I'm extremely loyal. I was at a company for 10 years and you get comfortable, right? It was easy for me. In fact, when I left my old company, I was the #1 agent in that company at the time. And so, everybody thought you're at the top, but it was very lonely up there. And I couldn't get anywhere. I couldn't further my career. I kept hitting a wall. And I said, there's got to be something else. And to your point, Renee, everybody said, well, go start your own brokerage. And for me, that wasn't the solution. I did not want to own my own brokerage. I did not have any interest in the liability and, being boss. I love to be a leader and I love to inspire and impact other people, but I don't want to be boss. And I don't want to deal with accounting and I don't want to deal with all these other things. I didn't put in real estate to do that. And so that really wasn't an option for me. And then I meet Glenn Sanford, who has this small company that it really wasn't about the company. It was about the people. And Glenn talked about, Dave, you just referenced it. Glenn talked about making this a company that everyone wanted to be a part of, agent obsessed. And it was the best company for everybody. And he was brilliant in the fact that we are all owners. And when you're an owner of something, you take care of it differently. You approach it differently than when you're leasing your career. And I was leasing my career. And for me, it was getting back to the basics. I lost my love. I lost my passion because I kept hitting that wall. I couldn't get any further. And I was by myself. But with eXp, it prevented or not prevented, but it presented me an opportunity to collaborate with people not only in my market, but all over the country, that were doing things in a different way, in a bigger way, in a more unique way. And that's really what inspired me and impacted my business. And I made that switch. And immediately in my first year, I doubled my business. And in fact, when the numbers, I think I was number one at eXp that year, and we only had 2,000 agents. But when they called my name, I was like, no, that can't be right, because I'm having fun. I've made it easier. It isn't harder, right? Isn't it supposed to be harder when you're trying to double your business? Not with this platform. So the collaboration for me is another C that I think we should throw in there, because that is what's made the difference. Whether you're an individual agent or a team, we're all in this together. We're all owners. And when you're an owner, you want everybody to succeed to the best of their ability.
Yeah, that's so strong. That's so strong. And maybe that's a sub C under community, right?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, 100%. And, Renee, I love you talked about the kind of the standard path that people go through, right? Agents go through, very often they do hit that decision point, Elizabeth, that you referenced, where you go through, I've succeeded as an individual agent, I've built my business up, and to go farther, I need leverage. And so then you have a decision point on how you're going to do that, right? There's the two F's, the finance and the freedom, right? And you have those two components where you go, I can make more money, but I lose more freedom, or I can have more freedom, but it's going to cost me. And whether you decide not to do more business because you're doing all you can handle, or you start to hire other people, then you're sharing your commission, with the people on your team. And so you're putting less and you're doing more. You have the opportunity to do more, but on a percentage basis, you're making less. And then as you start to manage your team, what people find out is they lose the freedom. Right now, all of a sudden, I've got leadership and management responsibility. And so what some do when they build out their team at some point, and they go, all right, there's a lot more oversight directly with my team members. If I have a brokerage, I can have a little bit less oversight. I could even hire a broker if I wanted to. Those agents, when they close deals, I still make money. I make less, right? Because now it's company dollar. It's a split instead of a team split, and I'm not necessarily providing leads, et cetera. So the percentage, the slice gets a little smaller, but there's more freedom in it, right? So again, it's always that finance and the freedom, seesaw back and forth. But when that gets large enough, it starts to eat into your freedom as well, because again, the management and leadership responsibility. And so people typically, what I've seen, either develop large teams or start their own brokerage for two reasons, and sometimes it's a combination of both. But it's the opportunity to make more money, right? There's a leverage point that makes more money, and then hopefully it's also the opportunity to pour into other people, to help other people succeed, right? The idea, most of the top producing agents that I meet do some kind of coaching, get on panels, speak at INMAN, right? I mean, they do those things to give back to the community, to help people, give them a leg up from what they've learned. And that's a component of it. And that's the magic of this platform, right? Is that you can have leverage, right? You can help grow the company. You can help bring people in just like you might on your team, or like you might with your own brokerage, but you don't have to have all of the management oversight, but you can still pour into those people and help them succeed. And when all of those things happen, it still increases your finances. So I like the increase in freedom and increase in finance. And that's kind of been the secret sauce. Elizabeth, how many people were at eXp when you got here roughly?
I'm 466.
There you go.
Yeah, less than 500 people. And, it's one of those things too, you didn't realize the impact and how many people worldwide needed what we have.
Yeah.
Glenn had a brilliant idea, but as an agent, I was just thinking those were my challenges and I wasn't figuring it out. And maybe I'm missing something. But then you look across the board, most real estate agents are very entrepreneurial, right? And there's not just one way to do this business. And when you're being told that time and time again, unless you want to increase your business, you're going to have to do X. Well, that's really not how our minds think. And so with our platform, we have over 55,000 agents now in 6 years. Obviously, a lot of brilliant minds are coming together, and we're growing in a massive way and creating massive businesses. My business last year in 2020, when our company was able to pivot and handle the pandemic like we were created for a situation like that.
Right.
My business, that was my biggest business year ever. And never in a million years would I have thought of that. And it's not because of my doing, it's because of people like Renee Funk pouring into me. And she's got a very different model, a very different structure, or people in Virginia or California, and learning from all over the map, and helping us all win, because again, we're all owners. And I want, as an owner of this company, I want to see it succeed. And so does everybody else.
So let's talk about that. How do you guys pay it forward? What are you able to do? You've been able to grow your own business. You've been able to utilize a platform for your own success. What's that next step for you guys? How do you help others succeed now?
I'll let Renee go on that one first.
One of the ways, and Dave, you touched on this earlier, is when you see top producers in the real estate industry, whether they're team leaders or excelling individual agents, whomever's leading the way in their region, their market, it's very common for those agents to be also lovers of teaching, lovers of giving back, lovers of doing panels and sharing their wisdom. I do see an uptick in the openness of which that's happening, which is really refreshing, because in full disclosure, prior to coming to eXp, I shared a bit of what I look at now as an antiquated mindset. That was my assessment of where my mindset was. And that was keeping things proprietary, keeping a secret sauce. Once I came into an organization like eXp Realty, I realized very quickly what it would mean to do a 180 in that mindset, and realize that when you share, we know philanthropically in the community, when we give back, abundance comes back to all of us, right? I had to learn the lesson, which I learned in this tribe because of people like Elizabeth Riley and all the amazingness we have here. The more we give back in our profession, the more that comes back to us. So what's interesting is when you're surrounded by everyone in a brokerage that has a direct vested interest in your success, not only do we love on each other, we find amazing friendships and camaraderie. We're putting in a situation where we're vested in the interest of each success. So there's an uplifting. And as far as giving back, one of the things that I think is amazing is that we have an opportunity for the ICON program. So we as agents at eXp who reach a certain production level, who are already giving back in ways, helping others, uplifting others, teaching, the company gives us an opportunity to earn our full cap back in the form of company stock, which I'm humbled to say we've earned 4 times in the time that we've been at eXp Realty. That's for doing what we were already doing before. And Elizabeth, like, you're the #1 icon. You've
6
earned
times,
it
right?
more than anybody. Like, kudos
On my way
to
to
you.
7. Yeah.
On your way to 7. On your way to
My
7.
gosh. So that's one way that we have an opportunity to give back, and a company's rewarding us for doing exactly what we've been doing for years anyway. And then Elizabeth, I'll throw it to you. I mean, the list is long. Like, I'm honored to be here with Elizabeth. She's one of the biggest servant leaders I've ever had the honor to be friends with. So she's an inspiration to all of us.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Fred. You're going to make me cry. No. Speaking of servant leadership, I mean, leadership comes in all shapes and sizes, right? And I think in this company, we've realized there's really no room for ego. There's no need for ego. And, in our markets, and maybe not yours, but in my market, there's a lot of egos. I grew up in a family where my mother was the ultimate servant leader. Like, that was my example. And so for me, giving and pouring into others is just what I know to do. If I can help others succeed, I'm going to succeed, right? So for me, I'm kind of like a little mother hen. I've had some great success, and I'm super blessed. And I know I wasn't the only reason for that. There's so many people along the way that helped me get there. And so it's my obligation to do the same for others. And so for example, in our community, I mean, we have quite a few. I'm in Austin, Texas, and we have quite a few eXp agents. Some of them are newer, some of them are trying to build their business, and a lot of them got in the business, during the pandemic. And so I have a lot of business. And so what I'm doing is I'm sharing it with them. I'm letting them shadow me. I'm letting them coach me. It helps me. It helps them. It makes us stronger in our communities. It makes us stronger in the real estate community. And again, with agents and also consumers. And then again, we all grow and we all win. And so, putting together weekly face-to-face meetings where we're just not holding back the secret sauce, right?
Mm-hmm.
Saying, this is everything we're doing. How can we serve you? How can we make you better? Because we were all new once. And our company allows us, with the Icon Awards, with the stock, with everything else separate from even just our real estate business, it allows us to do that. And I think it's really our obligation as eXp agents in this company to build others up and to serve others, not only in our company, but also our communities.
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
Can I just touch on the Icon program for 1 second, Dave? You know what's really cool? We talk about how we're cascading out the growth. It's really fun and interesting and rewarding when not only we have a chance to earn Icon, but when we start seeing the agents that are with us earning Icon.
Right.
Those are powerful phone calls. When you have an agent call you up and say, oh my goodness, I just did it. And that is a reward that I never thought I would achieve, to be able to make more icons, which the company is providing the opportunity for that. So worthy of pointing out.
Yeah, absolutely. And not only does it mean that, essentially you're not working for free, but from a company standpoint, right? You've paid in your cap, but then you get your cap back in the form of stock, right? So that washes that out, but you have that stock, and we can't make any guarantees with the stock, but we've seen what it has done, Elizabeth. I know it was very, very, very small from a value standpoint, when you first got here. And so those awards have the opportunity to build. Right. And so that's something that is there from a compensation standpoint, one of our 3 C's that's there, but it is both achieving that, that level of production. And what's been thrilling for me is I'm a growth guy, right? I love the fact that our company is adding agents. I watching the odometer on your car spin. I watch the numbers every day, and I'm so thrilled, because we say that agents they vote with their feet. Right. Mm-hmm. And so when they move companies, when they decide to put their business here and they entrust us to be their business partner, to go where they want to go to take care of their families and their clients and build great lives, that means something. That's significant for them to choose to be in business with us. And that's exciting. What's even more exciting than that is the fact that we're also watching the production level spin, that odometer spin at a faster rate, which means that not only are we attracting great agents, but their businesses are really thriving once they get here. And so we have a 66% year-over-year growth rate, but 100% year-over-year production increase rate, right? So, that means that the agents, when they get here, are continuing to learn from the community, learn from those that are around here, learn from and utilize the tools that we have to increase their business. And so we're a really production-oriented company. And I don't know if people know that about us enough. The fact that people come here and really thrive.
Well, and I always say this. I mean, Renee's heard me say this a million times. From the outside looking in, people don't understand us. And from the inside looking out, we can't explain it, right? So we seem, and this was my mindset, we seem too good to be true. Like, that can't be real. I'm super loyal over here. This is what I'm seeing. This is what I'm told. It can't be true. There's no way a company can operate that. You can't be that happy. You can't be doing that well. And the reality is, yes. I mean, I didn't think so either. And then as I've been a part of this, I was like, oh my gosh, I said, what if a long time ago? Mm-hmm. What if it could change my business even a little bit? But from that, what if it changed my life? I mean, it's built, I created a life for my family and an opportunity to retire at some point, and a lifestyle for my children that I could have never done, doing the same thing over and over and over. And real estate's been done the same way for so long. So when people recognize what we're doing, they don't really get it until they finally come over here, and all of a sudden the light bulb goes off and says, I get it. Yeah. It's pretty fun.
So, go ahead, Renee.
I wanted to ask, can we go back to leverage for a moment, Dave, Elizabeth? You mentioned leverage, and I really think this is important, is leverage isn't just for leaders. So everyone here watching, every agent in the industry, what I mean by that is leverage is a conversation we should be having with our agents at every phase and every iteration of their career. So when an agent enters into the industry, leverage should be a normal conversation, because that is what is going to be present for each of us to grow our business. So where Elizabeth and I might be at one level of production, if you're watching this and you're newer into the industry, leverage should be a normal conversation. And one of the great things I love about the company that I'm a part of here at eXp Realty is leverage is available in many different ways. Leverage is available for an agent who just procured their license. Leverage is available for team leaders. Leverage is available for Elizabeth Riley as an individual leading agent. It can be found in many ways. For me, one of the points that I've found to be so incredible, and you mentioned it, Dave, is agent ownership through stock and revenue share has given us an incredible amount of leverage to exceed in a speed. I mean, we sponsor an NBA team. Why? Because we would have not been able to accomplish that in such a short amount of time if we decided to make a different decision and needed to focus on the brokerage operations if we went to our own brokerage. So what we're achieving for ourselves and agents is because we and the agents have relative leverage to each of our points in our business.
Yeah, that's great. And I always tell leverage early and often, right?
Right.
Find all of the opportunities. And one of the things we always coach our agents on is to find the opportunities, the level 2 opportunities in every level 1 opportunity. For every opportunity in front of you, always be seeking what other doors that opens. So many people just, get the listing, I need to sell my listing, right? And it's what other business comes from that? What other relationships come from that? What other people can you help? And how do you set yourself up for the next opportunities through each opportunity as you also take advantage of that opportunity and handle that opportunity? And so, with eXp, part of that compensation fee is the fact that they're obviously the production. It's a great compensation structure. It's inexpensive for agents, so they can come in and retain the highest possible level net. But then the stock opportunities, agents can receive they can receive 5% of their commissions back on each closed transactions in the form of stock at a discount, right? Yeah. So they can get that from each one of their closings. Every year when they close their first transaction, they're given stock, right? And then of course, achieving Icon with a large amount of stock. And then as they bring other people to the company, right? So our company grows organically. It's completely word of mouth. We don't have team leaders or managers that are paid to be out there banging out calls and setting up appointments and everything else. It's the same way that many agents grow their business through the word of mouth. Take great care of people, and they'll be enthusiastic to talk to others about what you do. And that's our goal here. We use Net Promoter Score to constantly assess how we're doing, to keep in touch with our agents to know if we're doing a great job and where we have opportunities to improve. And we want our agents to be so thrilled, right, that they can't help but share with other people that this is an amazing opportunity for agents, and that it would be irresponsible for them to be anywhere else, right? And so with that happening through that agent word of mouth, and other agents see what's going on, we grow organically in that way. Through that influence in the marketplace, agents also earn the revenue share, right? Because we share 50% of our revenue every single month out with all of our agents.
That's what's incredible, and to see the growth and to see how life-changing it's been and the stories it impacts. We talk about community. We truly are a family. And I think people talk about, oh, well, we're family. eXp truly is a family. To hear the stories and the life-changing ways, because everybody has a why. Everybody's doing business for some reason, right? You've got your family you're supporting, you're driven for some reason, but to hear the stories on how the company has impacted lives and changed lives, not only from their business standpoint, but from a revenue and a stock. I mean, we hear of people being able to buy their investment home, their first investment home, or to buy a home for their mother that was a single mom raising them. Or, I mean, for me personally, I have a very, very dyslexic little boy, and he was lost. I was losing my kid. And because of eXp and the stock and everything else it's afforded me, there is a very special school for him that I'm able to put him in, and I have my kid back. Like, that was my why, right? So everybody has their why and their story. And I realized where I was, it wasn't bad. I was super happy for 10 years. And I'm so grateful for that experience, because it got me to where I am now, but I realized I was being more loyal to my broker than I was to my family. And eXp allowed me to be loyal to my family and build my business in a big way. And I love our family, and I just get excited when I get to see y'all. And some of my dearest friends, Renee Funk is one of my dearest, closest friends because of this company. And people that meet us think we've known each other since we were like little bitty. And I'm like, no, a couple years. So, I mean, that's the level of connection and relationships that our company affords people. And so it's a very special place to be.
That's awesome. Well, that's why I wanted you guys here, because you're such a great example of the production that we represent, the talent that is attracted to this company, but what you guys have been able to do with the opportunity, how you've been able to pour into others and take advantage of all of the various opportunities that are here. It's just such a good representation of the heartbeat of the company. So it's been fun hanging out with you guys. I think our time is up, but thank you for taking the time to be here. Thanks everybody for hanging out with us. Appreciate you. And make it a great week.
Thanks for having us, Dave.
eXp proud.
Absolutely. I got it on here. What's my wrong side? Okay.
Have a great day, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
See you soon.